not live, folks. Welcome to the Sit Down Standards Got Reaction, Episode 2, Home. By the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Episode 2, go watch it and then come back and watch our reaction.
We'll cover everything up until the end of this episode. So
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about next episode on or any of that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, so first of all, let's just get initial impressions. Excited?
Very excited.
Very awesome.
Very good
Holy
episode.
crap, man.
Woo!
Yeah, your hands are all red from clapping.
Yeah.
He's so excited.
So excited.
He's like on the edge of his seat.
Oh, my God.
We'll get to that, but let's kind of start with the beginning of the episode. So we open up with a flashback. This show rarely does this, as a general rule. There's not
Yeah, they
very
did the
many-
thing with Cersei before, but yeah.
Yeah, so we have Bran watching... Ned's back on the show!
In some form.
They got all my fan mail. I said, make Ned come back. But it was cool. This is cool. We get to see Willis, who is Odor. I thought the show was going to explore the reason why he can't.
I know you were like, oh, God.
You were cringing. I think you
He's
think
going to get hit in the head with
you
a
thought
sword
something
or
bad was
something.
going to happen
I
to
was
him.
like, I don't want to see some little kid. We've already
Yeah.
seen that Game of Thrones. We don't need to see that again. But we got to meet Leanne, which we rarely hear about, his
His
sister,
sister.
which kind of started this whole problem.
That was
right?
his brother,
Yeah.
too, was fighting Ned, so...
And then, of course, we jump out of the flashback, which is kind of... So, Bran not only is a ward where he can jump into animals, he can jump into people, which we found out him going into Hodor, but apparently...
Go
now
back
he can,
in flashback.
He can go back and watch TiVo.
Well, especially
Real
with
life
that,
TiVo.
what's his name? The old guy, the three-eyed raven. I know he was like called something.
I don't remember.
Not
But
good
I've always
enough
thought of him
fans.
as the three-eyed raven. Yeah.
but it's also just it's great to see Bran again. I mean, we talked about
He's got a nice haircut.
I was going to say
grown
Hit
up.
puberty.
He's
Yeah.
grown up.
Hitting pretty good.
him and Tommen. I mean, this is the one thing the show kind of suffers from is that those characters are growing a lot older, a lot more quickly because
Yeah.
I can tell that they're trying to make Tommen look younger, but you
But
definitely
more so with Bran because we didn't see him at all last season. So
season,
now it's
yeah.
like we remember him, this little cripple kid. Now he's this haircut.
He's like
definitely
a
older.
teenager. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we cut to outside the cave and we meet a new character. Was that character new?
No,
kind
that
of
was-
dark elf, or was she?
Oh no,
tree.
she helped him when they were going where they were escaping from the skeletons and stuff last time.
That was awesome.
She was helping them.
Yeah, I love how they just kind of pepper in new characters that seem interesting. I'm like, I want to learn all about her.
I hope they show a lot more of Bran.
Yeah,
like
me too.
ongoing this season.
They kind of have
I've
to.
missed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so after the scene with Bran, the brief scene with that, which I'm hoping they explore the stuff with Bran more.
Nothing crazy happened. It was more just like, remember
An
Bran,
intrigue.
guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hey,
Where's
remember
Rickon?
his special
Yeah.
abilities? Yeah.
Exactly.
Then we cut to Castle Black, where we have Thorne and his crew trying to beat down the door. I always, when the guy who's like, "Hey, go knock down the door," I'm like, well, I'd hate to be that guy because that the wolf is coming after you. That's
Yep.
first blood. But I thought there was going to be a battle.
I thought it was going to be a huge slaughter fest.
Yeah, me too. I thought a bunch of people were going to die.
Yeah, I definitely thought a lot of people were going to die, but knowing that a lot of the watch were loyal to Jon. Remember on the last episode we saw, how dare you, and they were obviously quickly
Yeah,
turned
but then
around.
they laid down pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that actually makes a lot of sense. The characters at the wall, they're all former criminals and rapists and murderers and criminals. Their loyalty is probably not as strong as like.
Well, obviously we saw that in the last episode.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They kind of flip back and forth, and then they kind of know when they're going to lose. They're not as valiant as the knights that you might know.
Like, we're not stupid. We just want to live. All right.
I feel like it's going to be an ongoing pact between the Wildlings now and the Wall.
I hope so.
And they're going to become stronger.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, definitely.
I think, though, and we'll talk about this later. The stakes in this show sometimes feel like all the problems that are going on. I'm like, where's the what are they called? The zombies.
The White Walkers.
The White
White
Walkers.
Walkers.
Like, where are they? Because it just, that's the problem with the whole stakes with that is like, none of this stuff matters. Like, who cares if, you know what I mean? Because it's like, we're all going to die.
That's kind of the thing of like every season. It seems like they got to have 1 or 2 episodes of the White Walker stuff. It's like, so we know they're coming.
Yeah.
you
It's
know.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's only a season or 2 left of the show, so they got to start
Oh.
Have
wrapping
they already
stuff up.
said that? They've said officially or unofficially?
Yeah, that they're gonna have 2 seasons, but they're either gonna do, it's gonna be like a season and a half, or they're gonna split it up into like 2 short seasons, like 6-episode seasons.
Part 1, Part 2 type thing.
He
Yeah.
Kind
thought
of thing.
10 episodes was short.
Oh, man. If they go any shorter. But the opposite of short, good segue here, we get to see another giant.
Yeah, right in the nick of time, right when they were just about to bust in, get a little nice knock on the door. Hello, it's your friendly giant.
And then, of course, he grabs the archer. I think that
What did the
probably...
archer think he was going to do with one?
I don't know. I always feel bad for that guy who's like, he was just shaking and his finger went off and he's like,
Crap, I didn't mean that.
I didn't mean it.
Seriously.
Sorry.
My bad, guys.
Splashed against the wall.
Oh, awesome. This is what I also wanted to talk about. Now, Ollie obviously tries to attack, and so does Thorne, and then they put them in their cells. Now, I keep thinking to myself, like, I actually kind of feel for Ollie. Like, remember what happened? Well, his family was murdered by the Wildlings, and they told him to, like, go tell the Castle Black we're coming. Like, he has actual motivations to hate the Wildlings.
Yeah, but it's a different. It's like it was the different Wildlings. It was
ones
the
that eat
cannibalists.
people,
But I
Yeah.
guess he's a kid. Maybe he doesn't see the difference.
Yeah.
He's
But-
on the wrong team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we cut to the dead body of Jon Snow, and then they say, "Well, I'll get our men to go get
Fire.
get a fire together to burn him." And it's like, we're not at the end of the episode. Then of course we cut to King's Landing, and we get I wrote down Sacha Baron Cohen's dick jokes here. He reminded me of Sacha Baron Cohen, the actor. I don't know, but then he wasn't around for too long because Zombie Mountain came.
Saw
by.
that coming because he's like, he'll protect anyone that speaks bad of Cersei.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where was he? Was he just in the back, like, or does he have like super hearing whenever he hears Cersei's name? He's like, I'm gonna go there. And
No,
kill
a raven
somebody.
was sent to him with a message.
Yeah,
Apparently, but yeah, he's not very like wallflower-ish. If he's in the back of the cruise, he's like, but the red
doesn't
eyes
blend-
and the
Red eyes
purple
and stuff,
skin.
yeah.
Oh,
He doesn't
I
blend
can't-
in, yeah.
I can't wait to see what his actual face looks like. But it just it appears that obviously it's gone even further. Like no one is taking the Lannisters serious. No one's taking Cersei. It seems like Tommen, like the people inside
Yeah.
the King's Landing. Just I don't really know because it's this weird faction. You have obviously the Sparrow, and I think they're called the Sept, is kind of his group. And then you have obviously everyone in the royalty.
right.
But it just appears like everyone's still living in super
Well,
poverty
clearly, the
too.
queen is in jail.
No, I know. But of course I wrote down here, mountain exclamation mark was awesome because now we have this standoff between Cersei trying to leave the Red Keep and I loved it. The guy's like, please follow
just
my
please."
instructions. Please.
I know this guy will kill me, please.
I'll
And he gets a
stand
big
down.
heavy sigh when they walk by. He's like, oh, thank God.
Fantastic. I love it. I'm wondering if Cersei, we'll get to the next scene with her, but obviously I think her just becoming super evil again is kind of an easy way out. I hope she's learned something, her character, at least, instead of just pure vengeful, revenge and hate.
Well, you can learn, but so much bad is. I mean, why wouldn't you be vengeful?
Yeah, old dog, new tricks, all that
Yeah.
stuff. She's always going to be Cersei. She's always
Right.
going to be that brooding.
That's why we love her.
Yep. Well.
Well.
yeah, I guess.
And then of course we learn that I kind of think we knew King Tommen, he never visited anyone in jail like ever, which is, and he talks about this kind of vicious cycle. He's like, right, like he's worried about being a good leader, and then that leads him to being a coward, which ends up leading to him being a bad leader. And it's just like, dude, it's also interesting because I'm wondering if he knows, because his sister figured it out, but does he know that his dad is Jaime?
Yes, yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, he's had to have heard the rumors by now,
Right. 'Cause
everyone
right?
talks
And
about
not
it,
just
right?
the rumors, but it's confirmed. Like she admitted to doing that, and
Well, he took his advice. Like he
Yeah.
still looks to him for.
It's a good juxtaposition between Tommen and Joffrey. I mean, those are the same kids. I mean, from the same group, but Joffrey was such a.
sadistic.
We might have found Joffrey's match this episode.
We'll get to that too.
Okay.
But then we have the standoff between Jaime and the Sparrow, and that was interesting. I thought. My motivations. It seems like the Sparrow for me. Obviously, it seemed at first he was just kind of interested in spreading the word of the gods and all of that good stuff. But now he kind of seems a little power hungry. Like he's
No,
playing.
yeah, I think he was like that last season. He's just like a religious zealot, just
He's playing the
radical
game.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, especially what he says at the end, where he's like, "Oh, we were nobodies, and now we can overthrow an empire." It's just
Not just that, like, we're
whoa.
individually you can kill us, but together when we stand
Right.
up, we can overthrow the empire.
And it's awesome because you see the reaction in Jaime when he doesn't react the way that he's supposed to. He doesn't. He's like, "Go ahead, take me out," and he's just like, "Wait, what?"
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love. Again, I like the juxtaposition between all of these different characters. We kind of get a amalgamation of different characters meeting different characters again or for the first time, meeting for a long period of time. Then we have the Cersei and Queen Cersei and Tommen's apology to her.
Yeah, Tommen's sad.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't be a good leader, so you know who I'm going to go to for advice? My mommy,
Help me! I don't know.
because she's
what
the
to
best.
do.
Well, so Joffrey always went to his mommy. Remember with the battle at what was it with the wildfire? I can't remember the name of the
Is it
Blackwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went running to his mom too. So
Tommen's still a kid.
I know.
Like-
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of. I mean, he looked more kiddie a couple seasons ago.
Well,
Now
he-
he looks like a young man. You know what I mean? Because he's
He
probably 15, 16
He
years
looks like
old.
a teeny bopper. Yeah.
Yeah. But then we were joking as soon as the hug between Tommen and Cersei, we're like, Cersei has re-entered the game.
Yes.
She's back.
She's back.
Oh, she knows. She's
She's
gonna
already in her
manipulate-
head thinking her next step.
Oh, she's gonna manipulate the crap out of that little kid.
Not just that, but I'm pretty sure she's like, yeah, Sparrow, whatever. You may have got me then, but I'm gonna win.
You should have killed me when you had the
Yeah.
chance. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Then we cut to the next big scene, which is in Marine. We have Tyrion making again dick jokes, which was great. Good comedy, and I love his line. I drink and I know things. That's what I'm good at.
Yep.
That's what I do.
And then, of course, we unchain the dragons. I wrote in capital letters, dragons!
Epic.
It's kind of cool seeing his admiration for these dragons because we know even from season 1 that he's always been a big fan of dragons and all that kind of stuff. And here he is finally faced. He slowly touches the dragon.
Yeah.
And then at the very end he's like, "Never let me do that again."
I thought for a second, the dragons were going to jump out of the lair. But then I'm looking at the cutout, and I'm like, I don't know if they'd fit in that out of that
Well,
anymore.
like, where they can't get out, can they? They're too big. How are they gonna?
I know they didn't close the door after. Maybe they just left it open. And they'll just
No, I don't. They probably closed the door behind them.
Nope.
Nope.
You
I
think
mean, they
it-
said about releasing them, not just unchaining them, but releasing them. So
Captivity.
so they'll
Yeah.
eat and all that kind of stuff because they're not eating. So
I'm excited. The dragons. It's just sad that they were in darkness. I mean, they could create light. I guess one of them could breathe fire and hey, you need some light. But again, and this show is obviously so much more popular than that first season. The CGI is through the roof. Those dragons look fantastic, and they're smart. You know what I mean? He bends his head down. He's like, hey, unchain me, buddy.
when you say that too, is like
they-
some people say that they're even smarter than humans. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Great monologue with Tyrion. He's like, when I was a kid, I wanted a dragon, even a little small one.
Just like me.
He was gaining their trust.
No, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like that they're actually, because you have the third dragon who's kind of like the unwieldy dragon. He doesn't
Drogon,
listen.
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to anyone. Where it seems like these two might be able to, actually
Negotiate.
negotiating dragons. All right?
They can have a father of dragons too. Tyrion
Exactly.
can be-
I love. He's like, I'm friends with your mom. Then we cut to Bravos. We get to meet Aria again, sort of. I feel this. Okay, I thought they were going to keep doing this, and I was like, stop beating
I'm
up
so
Aria.
glad it didn't go on.
I mean, it's a lot of things in this episode. Is that they're getting stuff quick. They
Yeah, they're
know
not messing
again. This show is
That is
wrapping
true.
up. The next couple seasons, they got to start getting these storylines going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and of course, I thought she was going to say her name when he was like, "I'll give you back your eyes."
She paused and
Yeah.
hesitated.
She's not that stupid.
Yeah, she's like,
Don't pause.
She's like, nope,
yeah.
we've been here before. And obviously, we saw her last episode get the crap kicked out of her. Who knows how many times it's been since we saw her get the crap kicked out of her this episode.
That's
Yeah.
true.
The one thing though, and we'll get to the last part of this episode. I don't know if the mysticism of the show it's becoming like, I'll give you your sight back. Like again, I'm having trouble with the stakes of this show. Like Arya being blind is a big deal. Like she should stay blind.
You
That,
think she should-
just giving her back her sight is kind of a wipe away all the
Or
problems
maybe
in
it's
the
like,
show.
this is what I can do to you, so...
No, I know.
Maybe it's not like vision sight. Maybe it's like Daredevil status. You know,
Oh, like better hearing or something.
something.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we cut to Winterfell. Again, moving very quickly through this
There
episode.
was a lot in this episode.
Yeah, there was. A lot of people died. Speaking of,
Typical Game of Thrones. Am I right?
we
Shocker.
go to Roose Bolton, learning that he is the proud new father of.
His new heir
Oh, like so.
for like 10 minutes.
Hey, listen, Ramsay's a jerk. Now, this is the question I had. He kills Roose Bolton, which again,
Which I thought at first Ramsay...
yeah, they did a good job with that
the
shot.
hug thing, right?
Yeah.
I
I
thought
thought-
Ramsay he killed him because I have a son
They
of
both
an
kind of
heir
went like
now.
this,
yeah.
right? Like they did that on purpose. I think they did because
Okay.
I was like, Ramsay got it. Yes, I can't even.
Because I know, Bolton's obviously a jerk. Not a nice guy, Bolton.
Well, he's the one who he said this is a message
Help
from the
orchestrate,
Lannisters,
Red Wedding,
right?
all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But he's got that heart, you know?
I think he
He knows
realizes
where the line is at.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well,
Maybe.
it's like he'll tiptoe, but Ramsay's like, I don't even
Ramsay's
see it.
over the
Where's
line.
I don't even know where the line's at.
I just tend to think his actions are motivated by what's going to benefit me and my family or my crew, right?
Exactly.
Whereas I think Ramsay's just like kind of wants to
Me,
see
myself, and I.
He's Joffrey. He wants to see the world burn.
Yeah.
And then we get to
The
probably
world burning. So Bolton's dead.
Which the two guys in the room with him just totally switched over and like, all right.
Well, one of
Well,
them.
the
Addressed him
Maester
as
is obviously
Lord.
weak. You know, the Maester's like, yes, Lord, you're right.
Because
Because he doesn't want to die.
Yeah.
And then that other guy, the Lord,
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Sorry, YouTube comments. But he was like, yeah, he's your Lord now.
Yeah, and he's also one of the heirs of the main leader who was beheaded by
Rob.
your boy Rob. So again,
Thank God for those the post
previously.
or the previously
I'm
on
like,
things,
I forget
man.
all the
Yeah.
stuff that goes
There's
on.
so much.
And then Walder Frey's daughter and the new baby. Really? Did you have
Why?
to?
They didn't show it though.
I know,
In Game of
but-
Thrones fashion, they could have shown it.
That's true. They could have.
They would have had a lot of backlash.
I just it's the part. It's again. I don't mind. I mean, not that I don't enjoy it, but I hate the begging for mercy, and then it still happens. I'm like, come on.
But really, did you expect anything
he
different?
could have
I
let
just-
her go, like she was saying, we'll
I
go.
know.
But then eventually, his son was out. His brother was out, always going to be out there, and the true king to
It's
I know.
Ramsey,
the heir.
guys.
Yeah.
I know, but so the question I wrote down here: worse
why-
than Joffrey?
Yes.
At this point, yeah. I mean, Joffrey, maybe if he was still alive at this point,
Yeah,
it
'cause
would
he
have been a
would've-
good competition.
I just tend to think Joffrey at least didn't get his hands dirty. You know what I mean? He wouldn't do the killing, which is kind of worse in some instances. Like he sent out.
No, didn't he make the two whores fight or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's a throwback.
Yeah, definitely throwback. But yeah, no, I think Ramsey's worse.
No, Ramsey's definitely worse.
They're definitely equal.
Oh, man, I hate Ramsey. I hope he gets his up and comings. He's gonna be because I think when they killed off Joffrey in the Purple Wedding, right? They're like, who's the new? We got to make a new ultra evil, right?
All I can say is, Sansa, he better not ever find you.
Oh, he better not. We finally, again, this is another instance where we have characters meeting each other again. Well, they met each other in last episode, but now we get a little bit more conversation with the two. We get Brienne with Sansa, kind of talking to her about,
I think bringing her up to date on everything.
yeah, which is kind of crazy. And then, the part where she's like, I wish I just should have came with you. I'm so stupid. Like, when, Sansa, wake up. Like,
Yeah, but
when
like-
is
That, but like, what
how
happened?
much bad stuff has to happen to you?
Well, she asked her like, so what happened at Winterfell? And she was just like, kind of want to talk
cringe.
about it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you
It's
know.
that bad, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you two, they don't want to get all the hate that they got for that scene with Ramsay
Yeah.
and Sansa again.
All the rape stuff.
We're just
yeah.
going to assume everything in between.
But eating a baby by dogs, that's fine. But at least they didn't show it.
Yeah, exactly. Then we know Greyjoy. Theon's leaving. He's going to head back to home, which I think he means obviously the Iron Islands, Pike.
Of course,
Of
yeah.
course.
Well, maybe. Who knows? He might. I don't
What
know.
home
He's-
does he have?
Yeah.
He doesn't have one anymore. But
I actually feel for him.
really,
Yeah.
even though he killed those two little kids,
Yeah.
the little
And
farm,
burn them?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
That's
minimal
like-
compared to...
I hate this show for that.
yeah, it does.
Because, like, you're like, oh, this guy's really cool. This guy's really bad. But he's got a heart of gold. It's like,
I don't
think
it flip-flops you. Like, we felt for Cersei at the end of the last season.
Yeah, the
Going
whole-
through those things. But it's like, no, Cersei's really bad.
Cersei's still bad, but I think he's paid his...
And
he's-
Jamie
he's
too.
had-
Like, does everyone forget Jamie kicked a little kid out of a window?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they none of these characters, and that's actually what I think Sansa was trying to explain is like, no, all of us are broken. Like, we've all done. Well, maybe not Sansa.
Not
I was gonna
everybody.
say, has everyone...
There's not that many people anymore that really that are pure. You know what I mean? Like Podrick, maybe.
Jon Snow, Sansa.
There's a few, but even
You're right. There is a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Sir
just a few.
Davos,
Sir Davos.
Onion Knight. Come on.
Then we cut to home again. The name of the episode. We cut to Pike, which we got in the introduction. We know what places are going to show up because we
Right.
get the little
Yep.
animation. We get to see Balon Greyjoy and his daughter.
We haven't seen them in a while, right?
No.
At all last season?
No. And again, I think it's funny when I see all these scenery, the different places. I'm like, who builds on this stuff? Like, who is the architect of like building in the Vale? They build it over a giant chasm, and
Or like even the Iron Island, it's a big island and a lot of small islands, and they build on the small islands. It's like, just level out the big island, just build on that. How hard is that?
not as cool, man.
I guess.
And then of course the bridge. Like, you didn't spend the money on the bridge, man.
Yeah, you got this little rope bridge instead of something that made out of stone or whatever.
And that's what I was gonna say. He calls him brother. It seems like that's a new character that comes in,
And I gotta do some wiki on that.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
he was like season 1 or something. I don't know.
and he gets the cut across his face. So now we have a way to tell him because we really couldn't tell him. He had the cool little beard. I thought that was Theon at first when he came out.
But wouldn't they know who killed? Because, I mean, he shows up.
I think he disappeared.
Oh.
But it sounds like he went insane, and he talks to him like he keeps calling him brother.
Yeah.
So, but
maybe they are brothers.
and he talks about. I'm guessing he's the younger brother
Mm-hmm.
because he keeps obviously Balon looks way older, and he even comments, "You've gotten old." You know what I mean? But again, great scene. But we kind of knew it was coming.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
As soon
The
as
second
he
he
got,
stepped on the bridge and it was wintry and weathery,
stormy and
wet,
stuff,
stormy,
yeah.
I was like, okay.
He's dead.
okay, and then we have the ceremony. We have the funeral, which of course you jokes are like, of course they put seaweed on top of them. We have
Not just that, but a lot of the ocean. When they were like saying all these things, send them back to the waves. Like, we get it. You guys are from the water. We get it.
but it seems like there's a contest to
Yeah,
become
it's like-
king,
yeah,
yeah.
of course, yeah.
which is kind of cool. Like, I like that. It's like So we'll see if what
I feel the man who killed him will become the king.
probably he probably
Yeah, I'm curious
knows
what the
it.
contest is, and obviously he was saying like maybe you'll be the first woman, but probably not.
Yeah. I like her.
Yeah, I do like her too.
Yeah, I liked her even before, when
Yeah.
she was the
Rescuing.
one who spearheaded to save her brother and all that stuff. She's obviously very
mean, she
honorable
was-
for her family and all
Right.
that.
She was introduced in the most disgusting way possible. Remember Theon was like feeling her up.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
that was a long
gross.
time
And then he's
ago.
like, "Oh, this is your sister." And he's like, "No."
Come on, man.
Why?
Then we cut to Melisandre in Davos. Now we're getting into the bet that I lost.
Yes.
I like that she's still staring at the fire. This is losing my religion.
seems
That's
She's
what I
very-
was-
losing her face.
She's
definitely.
very distraught.
Yeah, because I think everything's a question now. Now whether
Well, her whole faith has been tested from last episode. It's like, okay, I saw this stuff happen, but nothing has come to
Nothing's-
fruition yet.
Right.
And then the last straw was seeing Jon Snow down. It's like, okay, this guy doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. I love that, Davos obviously never has liked Melisandre
Right.
from the minute he met her, right?
Right.
But now he's having to ask for aid, and he's like,
And you
listen,
see how desperate he is.
yeah, and he's like, I don't give a crap about the tree gods, the winter gods, I don't care, just get this guy
Just
alive.
bring
If
him
you've got
back.
the ability, let's do it.
And he
Black
says,
magic
like,
is-
I've seen you do crazy shit. So, something is going on.
He says, quote, miracles. I was like, buddy, you loosely on the term miracles there. There was a shadow demon that came out of her, all right? That's not so much a miracle. And then I wrote, Jon Snow, bet, question mark. We see this long ritual. I thought how slow they rolled this ritual. I was like, he's not coming
well,
back.
before even that, she was like, listen, I've seen it done once, and that priest, he can't help
promise.
me. I'm losing my faith. Like, I've never done it before. And he's like, but have you tried it before? She's like, well, I guess it's worth a try,
I like
What's
how-
the worst that can happen?
Yeah, that's true.
Stay dead.
But you see, normally when she's doing these rituals and things like she has a lot of confidence. You can tell she's clearly
Her top's on the whole time, guys.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. Like, she has her robe on, obviously cleavage going on. I was just waiting. She, put her hands. I was like, oh, she's just going to take it off for some reason. No, fully clothed the whole time.
But yeah, we do the whole ritual. We got Kit Harington to cut his hair finally.
So what is the lead wildling's name with the gray beard or with the red beard?
Redbeard. I don't remember his name. I just
So
call him the Redbeard Wildling.
Yeah,
He's
so you can
awesome.
see his frustration because he obviously really cared for Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And that's why you're saying before we'll grab sticks for the fire and all that stuff, and you can see how pissed off he is that they're even trying to bring him back to life.
I do like when a wildling looks over at you like, what is going on? Like,
What are we doing?
Why?
but of course we get to the last scene. Ghost
Everyone
wakes
walks
up.
out because
Yeah.
she
Of
does her
course.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing happens, and just like what she said before, it's like maybe I can't do this, but I'll try.
And personally, I didn't. We all were like, he's gonna gasp, and he does it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's just like I actually was hoping they were just gonna show his body, and then maybe like
A breath.
His eye,
No, not just like
lost style, just
or like the dog looking up, and then that's it. Like
I would
actually
hate
having
that.
Really.
Yeah, I don't like those cliffhangers, man.
I like the cliffhanger.
No.
I was hoping they would string
Well, they
this out
usually
again.
do cliffhanger us, so.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I think again now Jon Snow's back. So what do we have in store?
Yay.
I'm interested because this is the thing that I have with problem with the show. Like the cuts in between. Like how much time is between? Like how long has he technically been dead?
Yeah,
He's got to have some because you look at like the mountain. Like clearly the mountain is not. He's been
And is
pieced
he
back
going to
together.
come back as true Jon Snow?
Yeah, or is he going to remember
Or-
anything, or is he going to
Is he
be?
going to be different?
Because you think of like Bran, right? Like obviously he lost his legs, and then does he have like some kind of memory
Some
lapse?
deficits.
Yeah, I mean that would be interesting. Or it would be interesting if he's like
Evil?
kind of an evil guy or something. You know what I mean? Like, or doesn't trust
He
anybody.
didn't have regular eyes. He didn't have like White Walker eyes or anything going on. So it seems like he's back to life, back to our normal,
All right.
beautiful hair Jon
yeah.
Snow. So
So I lost the bet.
yes,
Gerald
I
was-
knew it. I was so excited when he
I was
woke
with
up.
you the whole time, Gerald.
Clapping
There,
his
okay.
hands, red hands for that. So again, let us know in the comments. What do you think's going to happen with Jon? Do you think he'll come back with some kind of weirdness, or do you think he'll just be good old Jon Snow? And Sansa's going to go meet him. We're finally more characters are getting to not cross paths. You know what I mean?
Well, you think.
Yeah, of course. And again, more people keep dying very quickly on this show.
So they gotta wrap stuff up,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Let's go.
All right. Well, thank you for watching our reaction. Like I said, leave comments down below. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And then you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's @SitDownStandard. Until next time, bye.
See ya.
Later.